Ready, go! Great shout. That's a great shout. Weber. Wait, desperate again, desperate again. That's a great idea. Ready, Scott? Yep. Yeah! Yeah, best of the way back, lads. Always go. That's got that, Frank. It's all over it. It's all over it. Running shadows. Boys at the shoulders. Get out like arabesque. Laney, on you, brother. Let's go! Spoiled or front centre. Spoiled trying to clear. Sean. Yeah, back hard. Skip. Make sure we're driving. Left kicks in the handball. That's the target. Don't be lazy on our kicks in the handball. Come for the footy all day. Yeah, it doesn't get out here. Hey! You're having to put some boys on it. Yeah, stop, let us stop. Start training every time. Be good. Start being loud. Roll the better. Where's your team? Hold it open. Get back hard. Get back hard. Make sure you're when you get one. Big, you want me over there with you? Yeah. Hey. Get ball. Go. Ready. Put it up.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the final round of the TSL season, the final TSL season, and a big game in store for you this afternoon between the Kingborough Tigers and Lauderdale Bombers. It's a simple scenario here today. They will meet again in a week's time. The winner today will have hosting rights for that game. It's the final before the final, basically a qualification for a home final type setup. The Tigers pushed the Northern Bombers all the way last week. Is that a sign that the defending premiers are starting to just flex their muscles at the right time of the year? We'll see how they go here this afternoon. They start the day in fourth. They can leap up into third with a win as we're underway. Tompkinson battling away with Phillips in there. Tompkinson skews a kick out there. Brewer taking off it, and it'll be the Bombers with first use inside the forward 50. But Griggs does a good job taking the intercept. Just drifts back. Takes that one, short kick, finds Mitch Brewer. Very windy conditions here, windy across the state, but it's going to be a little chaotic. It's a real good initial effort from Martin, couldn't complete the transaction. Skeen now following up at ground level. Martin goes back in for it, trying to bulldoze his way through. Jumping in on top was Rackett, fell to Skeen, his kick smothered by McGuinness. Now Lockie Clifford. His handball turned over to Webber. Christensen diving on top, and he's going nowhere. Phillips and Tompkinson will be a massive duel in the ruck this afternoon. Scooped out to Brewer, his third possession early on. Just got the handball away, went straight to McGuinness though. Now McManus for the Bombers. Has some time to assess his options and just dart one into the corridor. Finds the marking target in the form of Webber. Webber heads wide. Turned over again, this time Kieran Lovell chopping it off. We might see a fair bit of that today. Turnover's going to be very difficult for the players to hit targets by foot with this win. Fell the way of College, snap from 45, open goal square. Will it bounce that way? It's skewed across the face and out for a throw in. Enormous game, this one. It'll be the Northern Bombers hosting Clarence. And UTAS, the qualifying final, the elimination final, will be these sides, but where will it be? Phillips will be hoping to send it down to the tip. His clear and kick found its way up there towards Franklin. He's immediately pressured by Kane. And locked that one up just inside the forward 50 arc. Trying to bust his way through Franklin, got it to Hooker, high ball, a lot of purchase on it, and Griggs almost took the intercept, just buffeted it off by McManus, scooped a handball out for Ned Shaw. He turns one around the corner, and will just pitch inside before crossing the line. So to the name teams, there was one late change, Jason Gridley coming in for the Bombers, replacing Sam Tilley. So out there for the Bombers, more leg speed as Bill Chambers takes this one from Phillips, drives them inside 50. Christensen caught behind. Scoop back to Hooker, takes on the tackle of Bastick. Bastick made it stick, although he's just got in the back by his estimation. So Campbell Hooker will go back for the first score of the afternoon. This will give us a good indication of the wind early on. He sets sail from 50. It was always hanging out to the right and offline. The first score of the afternoon going the way of the Bombers. Had the bye last week as this kick pitches inside. Took a bit of a chaotic bounce. Webber coughed it up. Kick somewhat fortuitously into the lap of Webb. And Webb sends it down the line. Well intercepted though. And across was Martin, breaking that one up. Reliable part of the defence. Tyler Martin has been swung forward at times, but primarily a defender. Phillips kick far too wide, and that's out of bounds on the full. What he's looking for there, Andrew Phillips. Bastic pumps it down the line through the hands of Shaw. Scooped to the outside by Adams, but just a bit too much pepper on it, and again out of play. Thruck's looking for a free kick. That one's going to be paid the way of Phillips. Tompkinson just holding on. And again heads wide, this time through the hands of Hooker, but he got another one in the back, so a free kick for Campbell Hooker. High ball in the Blackburn direction, floated beyond him to Boscott, who's being held on to. Well, in fact, it's the hold on Blackburn that's been called. So Stixie Blackburn can go back and try and give the Bombers the first of the contest. Slight angle to contend with here for Blackburn. He's run in, he leaves it near side, it stayed there. And only just sneaks in from behind. So a couple of misses early for the Bombers, but they're doing the bulk of the attacking early on here at the Twin Ovals. Driven out of defence. And that's picked off nicely by the late in Jason Gridley. Gridley chips it, and a man on over the top spots him up, finds Ned Shaw. The wind does seem to be favouring this end that the Bombers are attacking, so they'll want to build a lead here in quarter number one. No doubt about that. And Ned Shaw, he makes no mistake. Drives it through from 40, and the Bombers get the first of the afternoon. They've done all the scoring thus far. 1, 2, 8. Tigers yet to score. In this battle for home ground advantage. Promising start this from the Bombers. Their hands on the ball early on. Back to the middle. Phillips gets the better of Tompkinson, but Tompkinson might be able to follow up at ground level. Instead it was Ratcliffe. High ball drifting. Spoiled away by Griggs into the forward 50 via McManus. From the side came Lane. Couldn't complete the mark. It's a good job following up at ground level though, Jordan Lane. Starting to get back to some of his best football in the back half of the season. Jordan Lane, such a domineering presence he can be in that forward line. Tigers, you're all too familiar with the threat he poses. A former player, of course. He tries to bust through Griggs' tackle here with strength. Got the kick away, but lacked the accuracy. Rattling the post, no score. By hand over the top to Adams. He'll have a bounce. He's got some room to manoeuvre here. College presents shorty. Fancies further afield in the Kane direction. The kick did him no favours. Out of play for a ball in. Phillips battles it down. Follows up. Tompkinson just sends him to the deck. That's a fairly straightforward call for the umpire there. Couple he's given away early on here, Tompkinson. Just trying to impose himself physically Knows what a job he's got on his hands this afternoon. All in dispute at ground level. Right up, attacking side of the wing for the Bombers. Fighting through the tackle there, it was McManus. Now Sutton just slaps it on the boot. Lane with 2 to beat. Hooker. Adams happy to walk it over. Might be that sort of an afternoon. A bit of a territory game. It'll be very tough to try and be neat by foot. You'll be best off just slapping it on the boot and trying to advance it forward. Maybe a bit of run and gun via hand. Ground conditions don't look too bad. It's not wet, just windy. This one's screwed around the corner. Donnelly tracking it back and through for another behind. Griggs goes looking for Ashland, but judging it nicely was Finn Rackett. Good job intercepting so far, the Bombers. Can't find a mark inside forward 50. Plenty at ground level. 2 Tigers running into each other. Phillips stripping Tompkinson of it. Brewer shut down well by Sutton, who skips away into the pocket. He fires one across the face and misses the lot. The end product just lacking there. Some initial good work from Reece Sutton. And a clear defensive 50 once more. This is where it's been breaking down, but he gets a lot of purchase on that one. And rolls out the back. All the way to the middle of the ground there. And Griggs. Phillips works his way to the front, and in the end, Wynn took a hold of the bounce. Bennett gave the handball to Lovell. Shrugged off one, fired the handball to the outside. Brewer with a side step, and then a ball up towards Ashland, who takes a good mark. Good body work there. Goes looking for Tyler Carter. They just judged it in the air a little better than Taney Suki. He'll go back and kick for the Tigers' first score of the afternoon. Carter opens up the angle. And he read the breeze perfectly to Tyler Carter. The Tigers on the board, their first of the afternoon. He knew exactly where he had to start that one. Just about gave up. The goals there, so strong was the wind blowing it back. And it absolutely bent back a mile. Beautifully judged, Carter. First chance, first goal for the Tigers. Back within 3 points there, midway point of the opening term. Smashed away there by Phillips. Hooker first to it. On top of him was Brewer. Got in the back a tad up by Lenient. Arm down to Franklin. Clearing kick. Christensen, a hold there of Doyle. Nice work from Christensen. Skips out and puts it on a platter for Blackburn. Silver service there from the coach. And Blackburn, see if he's learnt from his earlier attempt in the opposite pocket this time, but should have a reasonable gauge on what the wind is doing after that one. And look to respond almost immediately here to the Tigers' goal. Blackburn, usual run up, sends it on its way. Looks pretty good. Here's good. Blackburn has his first The Bombers get their second and skip away to a 9-point lead in this one. 15 plays 6. That's the response they were after. So the Tigers' first goal, immediately pulling it back. Ruck's getting a paw on that one, flicked it over. Bellchambers reaching for it. He's trying to block off Cliffords with strength. Bellchambers, racket. Now Tompkinson can't get the arm free. Bellchambers has a hold of him. Tompkinson. Bellchambers sharked it. It'll be a high tackle. Free kick going the way, Matt Franklin. He wheels off to his right and then floats one over the head of Christensen. Mark was dropped into the path of McManus, ran into 3 Tigers players, and Adams gets the free kick for holding the footy. Heads wide. Carter working a long way up the ground. College now on the wing. Ugly kick, Shaw blocking it off. Lovell fires a handball, but he cuffed it up to McGuinness. McGuinness slaps it up there towards Murray Bastick. His kick picked off by Phillips. Neither team able to keep hold of the footy at the moment. Sutton now looks to drive the Bombers forward. Lane just over his head. Floats out the back. Some composed work there. Sees it across to Golding. Golding's kick, the opposite of composed, straight to Bellchambers. He's got Christensen on in the pocket. Instead, he goes a bit more direct to Lane. Oh, dropped it. He had all of it and then spilt it at the final moment. And that one's rushed through. Adams on the last line. Happy to concede. We'll go again, Zach Adams looking for Tompkinson with strength. Big Tompkinson, the pressure was coming from Gridley. Big man got it and felt Franklin ran across the mark, but he was tracking the dangerous level. That kick again taken by the wind ahead of Brewer. You can see the impact it's having. Players missing fairly regulation kicks here because the wind is just taking a hold of the football, making it very difficult for either side to transition it right now. Here's Franklin, ran into some trouble, just got it away in time. Phillips to Shaw. He sets it high over the head of Christensen. Donnelly took front spot. Christensen gathers, turns onto the right and snaps home. They made a good start to this one, the Bombers. They're 3-4-22, leading the Tigers at 1 straight 6. Always dangerous when the ball hits the deck inside the forward 50 arc. Alan Christensen, he does the business there. Fancy, they do have the easier end to attack this quarter, the Bombers, and making good use of it. Both teams entering this one with 10-7 records. Very similar seasons. The Lauderdale percentage, all that separates them would mean that if it were to be an unlikely draw today, it would be the Bombers hosting next week. But otherwise, win and earn hosting rights is the scenario. Followed up by Bellchambers. Sets it high inside forward 50. Reaching for it was Doyle. Bastick just gets the handball away. Hooker out after it. Just angled the body there, did Hooker, and drew the free kick in the process. Campbell Hooker shoots one over the top. Just too much on it for Lane. Stays in. Bastick chipped one and found Bennett at half back. Tommy Bennett plays on. His kick turned over though. A little loose. High ball. Over the pack, fell for Phillips, roved at the big fella and sends it towards goal. It's floating back and Donnelly just gets a fist up to deny him. An unlikely rover there, Big Phillips. Almost bent it back on the breeze. Had the accuracy, just not the requisite distance. Awkward one for Bastick to deal with. Deal with it he did though. Got it to Lockie Clifford. Clifford's kick finds Ashland. Plays on. Doesn't have much ahead of the ball here, so just has to tread water a fraction, wait for something. The kick, it's going to a crazy bounce. It favoured Williams though. Now this one's not going to stay in for Boscott. Wilson Tompkinson neither has had a spell in the ruck in this opening 20 minutes. It's big bulk minutes in there for both. A chance for Clifford to send the Tigers forward. Went looking for Carter through his hands. Pressure came from Suki. Ashland found himself with some time and space and he used it brilliantly. Snaps home on the left from 35. The Tigers have had 2 chances and kicked 2 goals. They're making the most of their forward 50 ventures. And I think Riley Ashland was just a little surprised how much time and space he had to get the shot away there. They sat off him, and boy did he punish them. 12 plays, 23. The Bombers definitely on top. It'll be a tough one to judge until half-time, and both teams have attacked each end, but the Tigers taking their chances, and the lead perhaps not reflecting Lauderdale's dominance thus far through 21 minutes. Back to the middle. Phillips palmed it down, looking for Franklin. Clifford burrowing in, but locking the arm was Sutton. Phillips wins it down again. This time, though, Clifford able to get a kick up, or Lovell up towards Clifford, rather. Scoop to the outside, back for Lovell. Lovell. Fired it back to Lockie Clifford. Shaw able to gather the football, hands it off to Franklin, returns to Shaw under pressure from Clifford. Got a handball away to Franklin. A low, grubby kick up towards his ruckman. Bastick now is a bit more dexterous than Phillips at ground level. Able to take that one, Brewer. Got the numbers though, the Tigers on the outside. Clifford fires it back to Brewer. Bends one in the Skeen direction. Skeen almost juggled the mark. Went back in for it at ground level. McGuinness with a strong tackle, but it fell the way of Ashland, who sets it high into the sky and somehow drifts back on the wind and stays in play. The players were just thinking that was going straight out of play. On a normal day it would have. That one bent back. Phillips palmed it down almost to Lovell's benefit. A couple of Bombers just climbing on the back there. Mitch Brewer. Both of them getting in the back. Brewer drives it in the College direction. Suki spiked it away. Fell for Lovell. He brings it under his spell. Retreats by a hand. Brewer sweeps it back. Zeitzen couldn't control it. Now invites pressure from Webber. Turned it over to Christensen. Just tried to set it out in front of Boscott, but he missed him. Joey Brewer. Donnelly spinning out of trouble, then lost a hold of the football. Christensen strips him of it. Sees the 1-2 hooker. No one can keep a hold of this thing right now. Tigers eventually gather it. They'll send it inside 50. The numbers favouring the Bombers. Spilt though in favour of the Tigers. It was picked up by Zeitzen and dribbled through a goal. Something from nothing there. They seemingly had the numbers inside the forward 50. And it was College who did the business. 3 straight. The Tigers back within 5 points. They really are making the most of their opportunities. It was a crafty finish from Max College. There's 18 plays, 23, 3-5 to 3 straight. Maximising their scoring looks at the moment. You certainly have the numerical advantage there, the Bombers. Didn't use it well. Tompkinson now just takes it out of the ruck himself. Handball back to Lovell. Plays the 1-2 with Clifford. And Tompkinson used Lovell, just lost his footing, but he's still good enough to get up and skip free of Sutton. Drives it in towards College. Spiked away from him. Oh, that's a high tackle. Not liking that treatment was Kane. It was Ridley. Got him around the chops. Kane gets up. Pumps it inside the forward 50 arc. Two there to defend it. Spiked out the back. Oh, luck's a fortune for Ryan Bradburn. Had it punched right into his lap on the goal line. He says, thank you very much. And puts the hosts ahead by a point. Well, he just stayed out the back of that contest. It was spoiled right into his breadbasket. Can't believe his luck, Bradburn. And no one was goal side for the Bombers. The Tigers leading this game suddenly by a point in the blink of an eye. They have overhauled the deficit, taken the lead in this match. And the Bombers respond. Tompkinson proving in the ruck. Phillips just volleyed that one forward. Broken up by Adams. Spins free of Christensen. Wide kick to a contest. A 2-on-1 favouring the Bombers. Turning away with Jeremiah Perkins. Floats one inside the forward 50 arc. The Tigers players can raffle it, but Zeitzen dropped it. Bastic climbs on top. Tompkinson calmed it down. Christensen gathered. Bosket turns onto the right, sends it goalward. Donnelly playing goalkeeper, occupying Blackburn, and that allowed Murray Bastic in just to take the intercept. He was looking for Zeitzen. Bosket, was he checked off the ball? He felt he was. Certainly took some exception to it, and he will get the free kick. Thor Bosket. Bosket, square and kick. It's a good one. It finds Blackburn. Beautiful ball use that from Thor Bosket. Well attacked by Michael Blackburn. He'll go back and try and kick his second of the afternoon. His third mark inside 50 for the quarter. Looming as a likely target is Michael Blackburn, and known as Sticks. Can he go back, kick his second? Directly in front. The wind just takes a hold of it. He didn't quite allow for it enough. The score's a level. It's 4 straight to 3-6. Blackburn just needed to start that one more at the right-hand goal post there. Give up the goals, and took a hold of that as it did that kick. That was beautifully plucked by Tyler Martin. As that one caught by the wind and sails it onto the hill, much to the appreciation of the local crowd here. The Tigers faithful giving him the Bronx there. Combination of wind and skewed off the side of the boot. It's had that one. Martin immediately reclaims the football. It's a bit of a better ball, looking for Lane through his hands. Donnelly skies one out of there. Through the hands of College. And off hands and out of play. Now late in the opening term, it's all square in this elimination final preview. The final before the finals. Winner takes home ground next week. Tompkinson palms down. It's Phillips at ground level. Sutton trying to bust through. Brewer spilt away from Joey Brewer. Eventually they're able to handball and work their way out of defence. A high ball towards Bradburn was smashed away from him. Bell Chambers brought down. A good Adams tackle. Locks it in. Brewer rather. With the long sleeves there today. And there is the siren to bring it in to quarter number one. We are all square at quarter time here at the Twin Ovals. Lauderdale had the better of the opening term, but a little bit inaccurate. 3 goals, 6. Kingborough, they couldn't miss at the other end. Took their chances with aplomb. 4 straight 24 to square this one up. Did feel like the Bombers had the easier end to attack. It is a win that is going across the ground, but I do fancy it is favouring that end slightly. We'll learn more in quarter number 2. Be back for that in a few minutes' time. So just about ready to get underway in quarter number 2 here of this final round TSL fixture. Kingborough Tigers taking on the Lauderdale Bombers, playing off for hosting rights in week 1 of the finals. These sides set to lock horns again next week. We'll be back here at the Twin Ovals. Will it be a venture down to the tip? That is to be determined. As it stands with scores level, it would be Lauderdale holding on. Their superior percentage heading into the game. All that separates the two, but Tigers can get in front and win this game. They will earn hosting rights. A tight opening quarter. The Bombers probably had the better of it, didn't take their chances. The Tigers did. 4 straight plays, 3-6. Ready to get underway in quarter number 2. Tompkinson fought back in the ruck duel pretty well as the second quarter wore on. After Phillips really had the better of the opening 15 to 20 minutes or so. He was dominating that matchup, but Tompkinson rallied back well to behemoths for their sides. We're ready to go. Reaching down, Franklin, immediately wrapped up by Brewer. Tompkinson climbs on top. Phillips won that one down. Tompkinson following up, just tries to wrench it clear. Going in was Clifford. He's slung down there by Webber. Phillips, right gather, fight out. Lovell, to forward, through some traffic. Ned Shaw turns it on to the left. For Boskett, Zeitzen doing a good job to dispossess him. Now Godomski. By hand to Clifford, fires it over the top to his brother Will, who sends it in the Skeen direction. Spiked away from him, Skeen following up, turns away, fires the handball across there to Kane. Kane looking for Carter, just a bit too much on it for him. At the back for Rackets. He was happy to try and rush it, but it might have taken some of the post. In fact, it has. So it'll be a throw-in instead. Tossed back into play. Opening moments of quarter number 2 at a windy Twin Ovals. Carter filling out the back. Hurried kick just pitches inside the field of play. Phillips reaches over the top, wins it down, paddles it boundary side, but Sutton left it for the big ruckman to do the roving, and a reversal of roles there. Tompkinson takes front spot, slapped away by Franklin. Following up was Sutton, screwed it around the corner, through the hands of Zeitzen to Boskett. He launches one that the wind takes a hold of, and it just tumbles out the back. Blackburn shepherded away there. Well, that's a bit of a suspect kick. We'll invite some pressure on to Donnelly here. He was composed though, thought his way through it, got it to Adams. Back over the top. Riggs. Locked up by Blackburn. Brings him down. Tompkinson. Fired out of there by Ratcliffe. Brewer taken down without the ball by Franklin. And 50 metres for not returning the ball there, or some back chat, one or the other. Will advance them up the field, and there's no one on the mark here, so Mitch Brewer can just charge off with it, which he does. And he spots a target inside forward 50, and Kane. Mitch Brewer just taking advantage. Maybe a little lack of work right there from the Bombers. It opened up in front of him. And he just drove into that space. Sneaking free inside the forward 50 arc was Henry Kane. But something's happened off ball. Judging by the reaction of Kane, a reversal is at hand here. Tyler Carter looks to be the guilty party. So robs them of a chance at goal there. Kane trying to win the ball back, pressuring, swoops on it, and then just got the handball away. Flung it out the back for Hooker. He'll advance it up the wing for the Bombers. Phillips a likely target here, had two to beat in the air. Spinning was Adams. Just got the handball away, couldn't find Lovell though. Tompkinson palming down, then following up, but he's the opposite number, and Belchambers has a hold of him. Tompkinson continuing to work his way on top in this ruck contest. High ball from Franklin, looking for Hooker. It was well read though by Murray Bastick. Just picked up the flight of that one better. Takes the intercept mark. Cross half back, sets it towards the half forward line. Ashland with swift handball to Brewer. Goes looking for Carter. And took it strong, a pair of hands there ahead of Suki, then gave the handball a little too sharp for Lovell, but he was composed. They work it back to Brewer. A shot from 40 from Brewer. Beautiful play from the Tigers there. They worked it by hand. And Mitch Brewer drives it through the big sticks. They can't miss this afternoon at the moment. 5 straight 30, the Tigers. Leading the Bombers 3-6-24. Phillips decisively won that one down, but he won it down to Clifford. He turned it over though, and now a chance for Belchambers to drive the Bombers forward. Goes looking for Lane. They just got a bit of separation from Donnelly. Not much the defender could do there. Plenty of time and space for Phil Belchambers to assess his options, and he picked a good one. This won't be the easiest kick though, given the wind directly in front, but judging the wind proving difficult. Probably have to give up the goals based on that Tyler Carter kick, although Lane perhaps might kick through it a little more. We'll see how he fares. Trying to restore parity here at the Twins is Jordan Lane for his first of the afternoon. Well, he did give up the goals, but didn't come back as much as he would have liked. 3 goals, 7 now, the Bombers. So Adams, thumping kick to the middle of the ground. Rising high was Kane, couldn't take the mark. He'll get it back from College though, broken up by Williams. Williams slaps it on the boot, sends him inside forward 50. Took an awkward bounce for Blackburn. Following through, Boscott just ducked the head and charged at it. Zeitzen desperately on hands and knees. Blackburn gathers it, but immediately wraps up. Got boots of ball. The umpire's whistle came rather quickly. It'll be thrown up inside the forward 50 arc. Intriguing battle developing here. Tompkinson's continuing to ruck, and this time we'll get a free kick the way of Zeitzen. Just puts it out in front of Tompkinson. An unaccommodating kick that. Allowed hooker in now. Phillips just got boots the ball. Was a bit off balance, but found its way through to Perkins, who snaps it around the corner. 2-on-1 in favour of the Tigers. Griggs cleverly will not good direction on the kick. Lane's ball straight up in the air to Lane, rather, and he will take the mark. There were bombers aplenty there. Lane having missed one moments earlier. Try and remedy that here and put his side back ahead. So Jordan Lane. This time he puts it out the other side. He overcorrected. 3 goals 8, the Bombers. Struggling a tad in the conditions with their goal kicking. So Adams launches it out of there, over the head of Ashland. Brewer, he's besieged, going nowhere. Tompkinson reached down, umpires spotted a free kick going the way of Phillips. He'll peel off into some space and then just look to set it up for hooker. Well done, Bastick, got a fist in there. Just in the nick of time. Clifford, high ball that drifts wide. Chaotic bounce back to the middle that favoured Golding, couldn't quite gather it. Sutton fired a handball straight to Doyle though, who sends it in the Carter direction. 1-on-1 here with Suki. Some good body work from Carter, but spilt out the back to Hooker. His handball, a great one for Suki, but he made it work and just cleverly spiked it back to Hooker, who now clears defensive 50. Tompkinson just getting the better of Phillips there. Wants to shrug him free and play on. He does so now. Sends a long ball to the square. Carter on the line. Suki got up and got a fist on it for a minor score. Christensen's down off the ball here, and that's going to advance at 50 metres by the looks of things. Christensen sliding in. Bennett was there. Christensen feeling some ill effects from that one. Coach gingerly back to his feet, but seems to be all right. Tompkinson paddled it down, trying to bust through with Bell Chambers. Brewer ensuring his progress is slowed. Phillips paddling across to Ratcliffe. By hand they work it here. Sutton fired it back across to Shaw. What about the give, delayed, and then eventually went to Rackett. Tigers just able to work themselves back on the ball. Diving in was Shaw. And then looks to engage in a bit of a wrestling match there. Scrapping away with Kane. Umpire just tosses it up and says, "Get on with it, gentlemen." Tompkinson handed it off to Brewer. Sends it round the corner. Might sit for Webb. Webb is a silky user, and this is no exception. He finds Tyler Carter sliding in to take the mark. Carter launching it, drifting back to the line, stays in, and then taken over. What a score, only almost miraculous goal from Tyler Carter. Finesse little ball, finds Rackett at half-back, quickly moves it on. McGuinness, smothered by Webb, turns it over. It's across the line under some duress from Webber on Webb. Umpire's plucked a free kick out of that though. It's going to go the way of James Webb. They can send the Tigers inside 50 once more. Having a good little spell here, the Tigers. That ball through the hands of Martin. Broken up, spills out the back. Bennett goffed it straight up there to Webb. Carter with 2 to beat. The numbers win out for the Bombers. Tight battle in tough conditions at the Twin Ovals. Moving the ball by foot has proved challenging for both sides, hitting targets not easy in the high winds. Tompkinson double slapped it down looking for Ashland. Shaw came in for the Bombers, caught one high and will get the free kick for his troubles. Plays on, sets a high ball up towards the wing. A big pack there, Donnelly rises over the top and puts it out of play. Phillips gets the better of Tompkinson, won it down to Sutton. Sets it out in front of Bosker, took a poor bounce for him though. Tigers with numbers, Zeitzen looks to switch it up, but his kick favoured. The Bombers couldn't quite get a hold of it. In the end, Perkins able to turn away with it. High ball up towards Bosker in some space. He takes the mark and he finds an option inside forward 50. Leading out for him was Hooker. A strong pair of hands. Campbell Hooker try and knock this one up, but goal kicking has proved a problem thus far for the Bombers today. 3 goals, 8. Quite a few of them have been from set shots. It's a difficult day for goal kicking. They haven't quite figured out the wind yet. Last 2 shots, one's gone to the left, one has gone to the right. Can Hooker send it right through the middle? He can't. He too misses. 3 goals, 9 now. The Bombers. The first time this season, bad kicking has proved costly for them. And Zach Adams saunters out the fullback, goes looking for Ashland. Bit too much on it for him. Martin turns boundary side with it, and that kicks straight down the throat of Murray Bastick. Directionless that one from Martin, rather blazed away. High ball towards College, got a hand in. Sutton reaches up, knocks it into space, under pressure from Clifford. Firm tackle laid, but high tackle, says the umpire. Webber will take the free kick and play on immediately. Well, he had Hooker in space, but again the wind just picked it up, and again a missed target. Lovell couldn't find Clifford. Ashland is back to Lovell. He arches the back, darts inside, sets it up inside forward 50. He too turns it over. Martin drifting back into space. Disposal efficiency of both sides wouldn't be particularly high today, I wouldn't have thought. One drifts wide and it's spiked out of play. 5-point lead the way of the Tigers. Tompkinson palmed it down to Lovell. So clean below his knees, Kieran Lovell. He picks it up and sends the Tigers forward once more. A one-on-one battle there between Bradburn and Gridley. Gridley did well, but Skeen comes in support, tries to skip clear, couldn't escape. Hooker. Bombers win the ball back. They'll work it down the line here to McManus. His kick finds Hooker. Sharp handball for Boskin. A bit too sharp in the end. Now has to battle away at ground level with Griggs. Donnelly in support. His kick straight to Phillips. Fired the handball out to Hooker. High ball. He's got Shaw all on his lonesome. He juggles the mark and he has time to chip one short for Christensen, who's not been paid it. Just grasped it there, Alan Christensen. And they rather made a meal of that, did the Bombers. Or he has been paid. Right. Zeitzen disputing it. Christensen will eventually be able to take his shot. The side have been inaccurate. 3 goals, 9 they've kicked. They can reclaim the lead here as we tick towards red time in the second term. He opens up the angle, he sends it on its way, and he hangs it near side. 3-10. They should be comfortably ahead in this match, the Bombers. 3-10 to 5-2. And 6 more shots. They trail this one by 5 points. High ball to a contest, almost landed in the path of Sutton. He'll receive now from Bell Chambers. And to work it via Suki to McGuinness. He went looking for Phillips, who slides in and takes the mark. Phillips goes for distance. Tompkinson drifting back, but Lane had his name written all over it. And he gets the better of Donnelly there. And Jordan Lane still yet to kick a goal, not through a lack of opportunity. He's missed a few. Needs to nail this one. They've got to start taking these chances. Could be the difference between a home or a road final for his side. Directly in front, 35 out, Jordan Lane. This time he nails it. And they finally get their 4th of the afternoon. The Bombers, 4-10-34. And lead this one by 2 points. And Jordan Lane has been plucking them. All it's been missing has been the finish. Made no mistake on that occasion. The Bombers deservedly ahead. Vital that they started converting some of these opportunities. And lead this one by 2 points. Probably should be by more in truth. Tompkinson won it down, but he won it down to the opposition. Martin gave it to Bell Chambers. Hooker! Great mark there. Just plucked that one ahead of Doyle. Not too far out, but he'll wheel around and have a shot. It's drifting deep. Donnelly gets back, did it cross the line. Umpire says no. Mark to Donnelly on the very last line of defence there. The competition's premier fullback. They made a bit of a mess of this, trying to rebound back the other way. Doyle is wrapped up by Franklin. And there'll be a stoppage inside forward 50. Tompkinson battled it down then, went to Rovey's own tap. Tapped it back for Golding. Under pressure from Hooker, who just drives him into the turf. Dumped him in the back, says the umpire. Free kick the way of Golding. Lovell will want the handball received. Just worked his way around the back. Now sends them down the wing, but he sent it straight to Shaw. Ned Shaw offering short. Went further afield to Phillips. Doyle getting a fist in the way to break that one up. High ball into the middle of the ground. Fell for Webb. Webb has a man in Carter, and he puts it on his chest. James Webb really excels in that situation where he can hit up targets inside forward 50. Kept that one low. Tyler Carter will go back for his second of the afternoon, looking to become the first multiple goal kicker of the contest. Put the Tigers back in front. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. Everyone's struggling with the wind with their goal kicking today. Not Tyler Carter, however. He's got these conditions well figured out. He's second of the afternoon. The Tigers back in front in this one by 4 points. And he's had 3 shots, Carter. 2 goals, and the third one was on track. Then back from a crazy angle in the end, a hand on the line, all that prevented it. So he seems to be handling the conditions better than most. The Tigers back in front by 4 points as we tick towards half-time. This final round of the season, this final season of the TSL. Home final hosting rights up for grabs here this afternoon. They're the stakes. Phillips slapped it down, trying to volley it out of mid-air was Ratcliffe, and then had to lay a tackle on Lovell, who somehow got boot to ball. Boskett just forced it forward. Hooker, he won't get boot to ball, brought down from behind, no prior opportunity. Sliding in was Bastick, trying to wrestle it free of Franklin, couldn't do so. It's Hooker. Tocketson on it to Clifford, tumbling ball eluded Webb. McGuinness skipping free. Fires the handball to Franklin, looks to turn away from Clifford. His kick landed in the breadbasket of McManus. Not sure that was his target. McManus followed up after his kick was smothered. Somehow got boot to ball there. Umpire let that one go for a while. Boskett, ball wouldn't sit for him. Goes back in for it. Crashing through with strength was Boskett. High ball now in the lane direction as Donnelly can contend with, almost brought it down lane. Donnelly now at ground level. Blackburn got boot to ball. McManus back to Phillips. Oh, just delayed the kick. And he was caught. Great tackle laid there by Gadomski. Holding the footy, the call. Phillips thought he had time to delay the release. He did not. Short ball to Griggs. Play on. Found Brewer in some space. A fumble though from Doyle lets the Bombers back in. Lane at ground level. Now Shaw scoops it out. Some fancy footwork from Webber. Sends it in the Blackburn direction. Fell towards Donnelly. Free kick going the way of Blackburn. Gadomski infringing. Stixie Blackburn has been prominently involved. Should probably have more than one goal. He'll go back and try and find his second. This will be no formality in these conditions. So Blackburn, bit of an angle to contend with here. He'll probably wheel around and open it up. He sends it on its way to the line and off hands for a minor score. 4 goals, 11. And a tough chance. Adams will play on and drive them out of defence. A searching ball for Golding, who dropped it in the path of Hooker. He fires it over the top. Numbers though favour the Tigers. That's a really important tackle there from Franklin, just locking up Kane. The Tigers had the extra players. He had been able to release it. Gripping contest this one. Finals preview here at the Twins. Strong ruck work there from Tompkinson. Just got rid of Phillips, but then he coughed it up to McGuinness. McGuinness looking for a mark from Christensen. The siren will beat them to it. Half-time here, and it's the home side looking to book a home final next week. Currently on track to do that on the scoreboard at any rate. Perhaps not in general play. They lead this one 6-38 to 4-11-35 at the main change. The Bombers they can tidy up their goal kicking in the second half or fancy themselves, but this is a real arm wrestle. There's not much between these two. Could very much go either way in the second half, which we'll have for you in about a quarter of an hour's time. Do stick around for it. An absorbing contest here at the Twin Ovals. The final before the finals, winner will host next week. At the moment, we'll be back at the the Twins next week, unless the Bombers can change that in the second half. 3 points to the Tigers lead. Back soon with the second half.
We create the canvas, so you can create the art. Fruit buns, dying and delicious. I've got a dream of playing this game, coaching this game. I'm playing this game. I have no idea my little girl was going to be a professional athlete. What opportunities were out there? Trading the lounge rooms and the locker room. The earbuds for a listen. I never dreamt that there was a future for me in footy. But here I am. How good is it? How good is this? Footy is more than just a game. It's a place of connection. It's a place of community. It's a place of exciting possibilities. We all have a place in footy. Join us. Check out AFL Tasmanian's website now. At Crips, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Crips, crumpet splits, dine on delicious.
Imagine the possibility of selling beyond expectations. That move to the city or country you've longed for. The thought of owning your forever home. Whatever your hopes and dreams, we're here to make them a reality. Parkhouse, we make it possible.
We began way back in 1878 with a dream of being the best bakery in Tasmania. Over a century on, we're still baking unbeatable bread with a focus on how we do it. Our goal is to set the standard for sustainability in this beautiful state. Our waste is repurposed. We work with local supermarkets and farmers, so nothing goes into landfill. We made a world first in recyclables and partner with like-minded businesses who share our values. And we're striving to become completely carbon neutral in less than a decade, so we can all live on this great island for generations to come. Crips, a toast to Tasmania.
Big adventures need big power, and for big power, you need a merchant. Mercury 4-stroke. And with a Mercury Get Up and Go Big sale, you can power up with huge savings across the 150 to 300 horsepower 4-stroke range. Save up to $3,000 and enjoy the unrivaled performance and unmatched reliability only a Mercury can deliver. Get up and go at Channel Marine Margate to find out more about these big savings. But hurry, this offer is only for a limited time.
At Cribs, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Cribs pipettes, dine on delicious.
Imagine the possibility of finding the perfect tennis. We're here to make that a reality. Parkles, we make it possible.
At Cribs, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Cribs pizza bases, dine on delicious.
Makes you feel this sensational.
At Cribs, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Cribs English muffins, dine on delicious.
Whether you're selling your family home, moving to the country, buying or renting your first home, or expanding your residential or commercial investment portfolio, the local TPR Property Group agent experts are here to help. TPR is a long-established agency in the Huon Valley, now servicing both the Kingborough and Greater Hobart area as well. Choose a trusted agent. Choose a professional agent. Choose TPR Property Group.
At Cribs, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Cribs English muffins, dine on delicious. At Cribs, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Cribs for mean footy. But here I am. How good? How good is this? Footy is more than just a game. It's a place of connection. It's a place of community. It's a place of exciting possibilities. We all have a place in footy. Join us. Check out AFL Tas's website now. At Crips, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Crips Crumpled Splits. Dine on delicious.
Imagine the possibility of selling beyond expectations. That move to the city or country you've longed for. The thought of owning your forever home. Whatever your hopes and dreams, we're here to make them a reality. Harcourts, we make it possible.
We began way back in 1878 with a dream of being the best bakery in Tasmania. Over a century on, we're still baking unbeatable bread with a focus on how we do it. Our goal is to set the standard for sustainability in this beautiful state. Our waste is repurposed. We work with local supermarkets and farmers, so nothing goes into landfill. We made a world first in recyclables and partner with like-minded businesses who share our values. And we're striving to become completely carbon neutral in less than a decade. So we can all live on this great island for generations to come. Crips, a toast to Tasmania.
Big adventures need big power, and for big power, you need a Mercury 4-stroke. And with a Mercury Get Up and Go Big Sale, you can power up with huge savings across the 150 to 300 horsepower 4-stroke range. Save up to $3,000 and enjoy unrivaled performance and unmatched reliability only a Mercury can deliver. Get up and go at Channel Marine Margate to find out more about these big savings. But hurry, this offer is only for a limited time.
At Crips, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Crips pilots. Dine on delicious.
Imagine the possibility of finding the perfect tenant. We're here to make that a reality. Harcourts, we make it possible.
At Crips, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Crips Pizza Races. Dine on delicious. At Crips, we create the canvas, so you can create the art. Crips English muffins. Dine on delicious.
Whether you're selling your family home, moving to the country, buying or renting your first home, or expanding your residential or commercial investment portfolio, the local TPR property group agent experts are here to help. TPR are long-established agents in the Huron Valley, now servicing both the Kingborough and Greater Hobart area as well. Choose a trusted agent. Choose a professional agent. Choose TPR property.
Crips English muffins. Dine on delicious.
Are you ready on the lawn? First one on Tyler here. Martin. Sonic kicks on the way back. On Jace here. On Jace. Fuck yeah! Come on, let's go, let's go. Get up now. Not gonna fuck it.
So just about ready for a resumption of play here at the Twin Ovals. This massive final round fixture between the Tigers and the Bombers. Prelude to next week's elimination final. Where will these sides be playing is the question. See what the answer to that is in the next hour. Two points the difference at the break. And the hind added to the Bombers during the halftime break. 4-12-36 they are, trailing the Tigers, and an accurate Tigers, it must be said, 6-38. We're back underway. Phillips palms it down. The Bombers will look for the first clearance of the afternoon, but instead it'll be Webb who just hacks a quick kick forward. Cleverly punched into space, but first to at College. Martin trying to work him off the football. College escorts him across the line. Smashed clear by Phillips. Hooker first to the fall of it. His kick doesn't get much purchase. Tompkinson push the handball off. Ashland wins the football back, but Franklin immediately all over him. Webb couldn't take it cleanly. Ratcliffe from ground level fired a handball but turned it over. Martin in best position here, read it. Almost played on, thought better of it. Tyler Martin. It's to the side where the wind was pushing the ball for much of the first half. Bastick, Lovell with the slick hands. The Tigers will go backwards to go forwards. Happy to just slow play it a tad here. Adams eventually takes off. Long ball down the line. That's a really strong mark taken by Kane. Plays on. High ball, looking for College. Phillips just drifts back and decisively takes the intercept. In the middle, Adams competing there with Shaw in support Clifford. Tompkinson gets a hand in the road. Trying to hold off one and gather at the other. Wanted a free kick, nothing doing. Bell Chambers trying to wrap up Lockie Clifford. Tompkinson still remonstrating. He'll resume his battle with Phillips now. Franklin brought down by Brewer. Webb applying some pressure, just impacted the kick slightly. Golding buffeted off it by Weber, got back on, sent a high ball, spiked clear by Gridley into the path of Phillips, sweeps it to the outside. Found Ratcliffe, just wanted to steer one with the left into the corridor. It was a good ball to Shaw. Shaw now sets it up inside looking for Blackburn. Did he get a push in the back? He certainly felt so. And that is the umpire's assertion as well. So Blackburn, he's kicked one, could have had more. And ground scoreboard got 25 as well. Get some confirmation on that given how tight it's been today. So Blackburn, a tight angle, trying to work it back on the breeze, couldn't do so. Spike through for a minor score. I think that does make it 2 points. The correction wasn't required at half time. The Tigers drive it now out of full back. That's a good strong mark from Jason Gridley. Was played on there, surely. Yes, umpire calls him on and sends Griggs one way. Couldn't get rid of Tompkinson though. Martin with a hurried kick looking for Christensen. Floats over his head. Took a cruel bounce for Bastick. Hooker just a little too sharp via hand, looking for the return ball to Christensen. No one contesting the ruck contest there, just pitched and landed towards Adams, who slung off his kick and it slings out of bounds on the full as a result of it. So some more defending to do here for the Tigers. And Josh Weller send the Bombers inside 50 here, just a set up ball to the top of the square. Phillips the likely target. He slapped it down. Shaw couldn't take it cleanly. Ashland worked off it. McManus strips him at the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Hacked off the deck. Out towards Bennett, who'll track this one down. Tommy Bennett along the outer wing. Webb Outsized there by McGuinness, who just reached over the top, spiked it down. Tigers, though, keep a hold of it. Another high searching kick. Some good body work there, and then tumbled forward in the Carter direction. Has Skeen in support. Oh, Carter might have copped one high. Certainly looked for it. Nothing, says the umpire. Spilt for Webb. Flicked a handball. Just running out of room was Kane. It's been an arm wrestle in blustery conditions here this afternoon. Home final on the line for both these sides. Now we'll meet again in a week's time. Now, how does the umpire see that one? Tompkinson just a bit too much body work on Phillips, and they take full advantage to the Bombers. Well, that could be a costly fumble though. McManus, then absolutely butchers it. They had men everywhere. Dropped the mark and then rushed the kick. And they've probably burnt a glorious goal scoring chance there. Can the Tigers make them pay back the other way? Mitch Brewer's been prolific. Gives the handball here, and they'll drive it inside forward 50. Tough one for Ashland. Backing back with the flight Shaw. Carter emerges with it, buffing it off one. Shot on goal from Carter is just wide of the mark. 3 points the margin. Happening off the ball once again. McGuinness out of full back. Bastick just works his way to the front. He's read the ball in flight really well today, Murray Bastick, and he sets this one up looking for College. Sutton got a hand on it. College bounced away with it, hooks it round the corner. Oh, what a goal, Max College. That's a superb finish. 2 snaps from him for 2 snags this afternoon. And Max College extends the Tigers' lead to 9. An opportunistic goal there. On a day where goal kicking has been difficult, the Tigers haven't had the issues the Bombers have had in that department. They're 7-3. The Bombers 9 points adrift, 4 goals, 12. Reaching over the top was Tompkinson. Phillips just pushes Clifford off it, and now falls for Sutton. Sutton looking for hooker. Well done there by Bastick. Got a fist in, spoils it out of play. Ruck could get a hold of that one. Sutton works his way to the ball and turns onto his left. High ball in the lane direction. Blackburn also lurking. He's wrapped up by Donnelly. Tompkinson and Lane had a swipe at it, but Tompkinson won it down. Perkins just got rid of Godomski. His shot, though, lacking accuracy. Through for another behind. Continue to be wasteful. Not a high percentage chance, that one, admittedly, a rush shot, but really has plagued them this afternoon as Adams floats this one out the back. Somehow stays in. Great tackle. It did, in fact, just get across the line. Phillips brings it down nicely. Sutton. The ball in the lane direction, had 2 to beat. Christensen almost roved it. Donnelly broken up by Blackburn. Now Christensen turning into the tackle of Godomski. Christensen, snap, marked on the line by Donnelly. Second time this afternoon, he's plucked one right on the goal line. And a good kick here might open something up further afield. They go from end to end here. Carter in a one-on-one with Suki. Following it up was Bradburn. An important tackle to lock it in. It going nowhere. Phillips slaps it towards the boundary side. Lovell read the intent, got there first. Lays the kick and then spots up a marking target. Nicely done to find Clifford of the Will variety. Thought about the handball and thought better of it. Now it's given off there to Griggs, was charged down, tumbles one in the middle of the 50 on hands and knees racket. Put Martin under a bit of pressure, draws the tackle. Will it spill out here? It's locked in the goal square. Phillips up against Carter. Phillips won it down, but Carter gets to the football. Bell Chambers does well not to give away and in the back there. He's very careful there, Phil Bell Chambers. It's about the first time all afternoon Phillips has rucked against someone. Liz and Tompkinson, those two have done the bulk of the ruck work. Webb almost with a flying shot. Shaw, now Tompkinson. Oscar Shaw sent to the deck, and that might be a free kick. Phillips in retaliation gives one back on Tyler Carter, and Bombers need to be careful they don't have the double reversal here. It's a poor kick and intercepted by Brewer. And Joey Brewer will send them right back inside forward 50. College out the back, flying high was Rackets. Umpire spots a free kick. It says play on advantage. So Weber on the half back line here will set a high one up in the Phillips direction. Good body work there. Knew he had the size advantage on Bastic. Just boxed him out. Teammate to lead into some space. Really occur. So this is safety blanket in Sutton. Very wide. That's where he heads. 8 points the Tigers lead. High ball over the back of the pack. Clifford. Adams driving out of defence. It's a good looking kick and he finds Zeitzen. Some time to spot a target inside forward 50. He wheels and goes and drives it deep. It's well almost made to work there by College. He had two to contend with. Did really well just to, in the end, bring it to ground, and they'll force the stoppage here. Thanks to Kane. Well done, Max College. He's done some really nice stuff inside forward 50 this afternoon. Phillips palmed it down. Spinning through was Franklin. High ball clears defensive 50, but it might drift across the line. Chance for Adams. He plays on, takes advantage of the stationary man on the mark, and he sets sail for home from 50, but he's offline. And he misses the loss. Hitting the post. And the Bombers will take back over. And Oscar Shaw. High ball. Spilt for Racket. And kicks to a contest. Bastic got a fist in, but it landed in the path of Boscott, who kept his feet well, kept his balance, and sets it up towards Christensen. Couldn't take the mark, backing back with the flight, wanted a free kick. Neither in the end. It'll be Griggs who can find Brewer. He spears a low one through the legs of Bell Chambers. Franklin got it to Bell Chambers. Now Phillips. Oh, break tackle there by Ashland. Free kick advantage. Clifford Send it off to Doyle. Doyle now with a high ball looking for Tompkinson. Couldn't complete the mark, but he roved it and stepped it round the corner and extends the lead to 14 points and lets them know all about it, Big Jack. He might give away a free kick in the process, he will. So I think it'll be a Bombers ball out of the middle. The goal counts though. And that's the main thing from a Tigers perspective. They continue to take their opportunities and lead this one 8-3 to 4-13. So it'll be Phillips' ball out of the middle after Tompkinson's antics following the goal. He drives them inside forward 50. Blackburn almost plucked it. Brought to ground. They battle away at ground level. Griggs reaching in. Tackle from Blackburn, eventually emerging with the football, Mitch Brewer. High ball to the wing. Hooker up against Joey Brewer. Has a hold of him. Going nowhere. And it kicks off again. A bit of feeling here. They'll meet again in a week's time. Will there be any residual for that? Phillips won it down. Joey Brewer stripped of the football. High ball towards College. Martin had best position. Couldn't take the mark. Ashland and College coming over the top. A 14-point lead here for the Tigers, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Might be the biggest lead either side's had. As Hooker sends it towards the half-forward line, juggling the mark. And will be paid in the way of Joel Doyle. A little bit of duress there was Doyle. High ball towards Tompkinson, Ashland there, as was Phillips. Phillips. Brewer couldn't take it cleanly. Hooker, been legged. Oh, Ratcliffe taken high by Tompkinson. He's throwing his weight about at the moment, Big Jack. Tom Ratcliffe has a wide option since the Tigers were trying to funnel him into taking that. Instead went down the line for Phillips. McManus sweeps it over the top for Franklin. Ratcliffe fired it off into space. McManus spinning through. Gave it to Shaw. Now Martin will straighten up from 45. It's drifting wide. It started on line, but all day the wind has been pushing it that way. Pushes it through for another behind. 13 points down despite having 7 more scores. Adams generally opted for distance all day from the goal. On the kick-ins, Tompkinson spoiled that one. Bennett, handball back into dispute. Perkins applying some pressure. Franklin sets it up, and Bellchambers takes the mark. And this is a gettable opportunity for Phil Bellchambers. Directly in front, will kick from about 40 out. He'll need to start it at that right hand behind post. If not, giving up the goals entirely. And Bellchambers do the business here. His side need a goal. They're trailing by 13 points. The Tigers look to leap them into third. He nails it, does Bellchambers. Sails it through. They get their 5th of the afternoon and close back within 7 points. Wind didn't impact that one too much. Quite gusty. Bellchambers judged it expertly. And he brings them back within touch here late in the third term. Into red time we've ticked. 8-3 plays 5-14. Bill Chambers, the 5th individual goal scorer for his side. Max College, the only multiple goal scorer out there today. Tompkinson plants in front, won it down. Ashland charging through the contest. Handball to Clifford. High ball looking for Bennett. Can juggle the mark. He'll follow up at ground level and burst away into some space. Bennett sets it up inside the forward 50. Looking for the leading Carter. Wynn took the ball away from him and took it across the line. Tompkinson on it down, got the ball. It was wrapped up there by McManus and threw it away in the umpire's estimation. Free kick to Robbie McManus. Leeds present themselves, that one over the head of Lane. Towards the Phillips direction, had several to deal with Donnelly. He's pounced upon by a hooker. Phillips slaps it boundary side for Bell Chambers. Kicked the last goal, and he screws this one round the corner for Hooker, who looks like he's going to have a shot here. Campbell Hooker. He would take his best from the boundary line here. Can open up the angle onto his favoured left boot. Can he cut the margin back to a point here? Sends it on its way. Looks pretty good. What a kick from Campbell Hooker. Splits the middle from the boundary line, and it's a 1-point ball game. Well, he looked confident from the moment he took the mark. Didn't really have a look for any options, just went back. Backed himself in. And that's why they've missed some pretty regulation chances, you'd say, today. The Bombers. They take a low percentage one there. Claw back within a single point, just as the Tigers seem to be skipping away. It is very much a game on here at the Twin Ovals. 51 plays 50. Phillips wins it down. Sutton couldn't gather cleanly. The delay just cost him as he's wrapped up. Ashland. Phillips looking for Sutton again on the connection. Brewer on top of it. Bell Chambers locking that in there. Neither ruck able to get a paw on that one. Bell Chambers starting to grow into this contest. He's kicked the last goal and set up the next. Hooker drives them inside forward 50. Lane, oh, he was celebrating the mark. He never completed it. Should have had that one. Had a large piece of it, but just didn't complete it. Control the ball all the way. Should have had that one, Jordan Lane. Handball out the back to Lockie Clifford. He sets a high, ugly, scrubby kick up there towards Rackett, who's now got some defending to do on Bennett. They win the ball back, but then the bounce favoured Bennett, who's immediately brought down by Ratcliffe. It's a physical contest out there right now. Over the shoulder, the call. Free kick going the way of Godomski. Lockie Godomski. Phillips best positioned. College just slapped it away from him at the last second. Tompkinson spots a free kick. It'll be going the way of Phillips. Tompkinson has been very physical all day in those ruck duels. Now he's tried to counter Big Flip. Really looking to body up on him. He's given a few away. Umpire's whistle goes again. There's some afters there, and will that be a downfield free kick going the way of the Bombers? And a good man for it to end up in the hands of in Jordan Lane here. So Jordan Lane saw hooker from the opposite side. Can Lane do likewise? He can't. He skews it horribly across the face and misses everything. Just tried to keep the kick low, I think, to keep it under the wind a bit. And far from his tidiest work. So the Tigers remain 1 point ahead. 8-3 to 6-14. Phillips spiked it down, but straight to Clifford. Clifford to Lovell. Check side number. Turned it over though to Rackett. Martin, high up and under kick. Blackburn drifting across, but it was well read by Lockie Griggs. Took the relieving mark. The Bombers really pushing hard late in quarter number 3. Tigers had pushed the margin out to 14 points. McManus around the corner. Blackburn had a large piece of that, and the umpire does pay it to him in the end. Wind howling here, the Twin Ovals. Kingborough leading by a point. Looking to claim a home elimination final next week. Those are the stakes here this afternoon. In the event of a draw, it would be Lauderdale who would host. Which is a possibility that remains on the table given how tight it's been. As Blackburn sends it on its way from 45. The scores are level. The only area of his game that's let him down today, Sticks. He's been doing some great aerial work. Hasn't quite been able to convert on his opportunities. 8-3 plays 6-15. Distance again, the order of the day. That's beautifully plucked by Adams. Will they get 50? Oh, Tompkinson just comes in from behind and drives Shaw into the deck there. It's all kicking off here. The siren keeps sounding. The umpires are well and truly aware the quarter's over. They're just trying to sort out this ruckus. In the end, I think a reversal was paid, and Hooker will get he'll get the kick on the wing, but he's played on. The siren had sounded, so surely that's the end of the quarter. They will now end. It's a bit of confusion there, but at the end of 3 quarters, we are just as we started and just as we were at quarter time, all tied up. 51 apiece here. It's 6-15, plays 8 goals 3. As it stands, it would be the Bombers hosting next weekend's elimination final. We've got one more quarter to sort that out. 51 plays 51. It's been a gripping battle all afternoon. The stakes are high. A home final on the line, and we return for quarter number 4. Who can get the job done in the final term? Don't go anywhere. A grandstand finish coming up at the Twin Ovals. So back for the final term, the final quarter of regular season TSL football ever. And we start on a knife's edge. 51 apiece, the Kingborough Tigers and Lauderdale Bombers cannot be separated thus far. They're both 10-7 on the season. The winner will finish third and host next week's elimination final. They've been tight all year. They were tight heading into the match, and that's just what the scoreboard reflects as we turn to start the final quarter of the season. Finals next week. Who will be hosting? We're about to find that out. Phillips and Tompkinson have battled away all afternoon. They've rarely been spelled, if at all. I don't think in Phillips' case, Tompkinson maybe had one spell forward. But they will continue their battle here. Phillips rises high, won it down to Franklin, lost a hold of the footy, fell to Brewer. He can send the Tigers forward for first use. Carter's there, Sookie reached over, punched it clear. Well, big tackle, but it fell for Carter, looking for a high contact free scoop. The handball over the top. College was lurking dangerously. Almost found its way through to him, not quite. And with that behind, the Tigers take the lead. McGuinness. Those looking for Phillips. Oh, he dropped one he should have had there, but was able to recover the situation. Got it to Sutton. Short little hit up to Bell Chambers. Lovely flowing football this. Returned it to Sutton. Lane presenting up at the football. Oh, absolutely grubbers, a mongrel of a kick. Might work out for Blackburn. Shepherded it for Hooker. Can straighten up. Send it on its way and miss. It's plagued them all afternoon, the Bombers. They're 6-16. It was probably, up until Lane's kick, the cleanest passage of play they've had all afternoon. You fancy the Tigers slightly favoured heading into this final term. The rain now starting to fall, adding another element. The wind already pretty wild out there. Deflected forward by Adams, receives it back and then just blasts it down the line. Geez, that got some purchase on it. Carried all the way through to Carter. Maintained his balance. Swung one over the shoulder. Drifting towards goal. Tyler Carter. What a finish from Carter. He puts it through. And the Tigers get their 9th. And they lead by that goal. You can see the wind at play there as they worked it all the way up. Just a couple of kicks and Carter maintained his balance, kept his feet. That was crucial. Looked up, saw an open goal square beckoning and deposited it into it. Perfect start for the Tigers as the rain really starts to become a factor. It's gotten quite heavy. It was already a pretty scrappy game due to the wind factor. It's about to get a whole lot scrappier, I'd imagine. Back to the middle. Tompkinson off balance. Got a palm on the ball. Ball eluding Webb, who was then sent to the deck. Sutton scrapped one to Hooker, who just kicks for territory. Tracking it though was Adams, who's played on. Floats one down the line. And find a target. The bottom of this one, Gridley. Tompkinson planted himself in front, paddled it down, Webb off the ground. Franklin immediately tackled by Webb. Desperately Sutton at ground level. Tompkinson diving in. Tompkinson from behind, won it down, but Ratcliffe able to get the clear and kick away. Sends it in the lane direction. Donnelly judged it best. Plays on with a handball over the top to Adams. He tries to spear one into the corridor. Clean below his knees was Brewer, and then he skipped clear out the back. Drives it in the Carter direction. Sookie bodied up with him nicely. Fell out the back for College, and he just runs out of room. He tossed back into play. Tigers on the attack here. Looking to lock up that home qualifying final next week. Phillips might have been infringed. McGuinness back to Suki, got nothing on the kick. It was charged down. Webb from the impossible angle, James Webb across the face from behind. 7 points. The Tigers' advantage, despite having 8 less scoring shots. McGuinness drives it wide, too wide. Wynn picks up a hold of that one, floats it out of bounds. It has been the easier end to attack, this one, the Tigers are heading towards in the last. And they'll go forward once more here. Carter over his head. Out the back for Kane, applying the pressure now, just dropped by Gridley, who's happy to see it over. Another behind. 8 points now, the advantage. McGuinness wastes no time. Massages a nice little kick there to Phillips. Makes it a true centre-half back and then goes looking for Boscott. He's got a few to contend with and just hit that wall of wind and drop short. Adams able to pick it off once more and then he'll thump one back the other way. That's gone an absolute mile! Oh my, Zach Adams! He's kicked that from 75 metres! An extraordinary goal! The wind has just picked that one up. It's floated over everyone and bounced through for a most unlikely of goals. And it gives the Tigers a crucial 14-point break. He has absolutely smoked that ball, Zach Adams. And not for the first time today. In the follow-up, a bit too physical. Run the ball up. It'll be a Bombers free kick through the hands of Hooker. Out the back to Basti. Scoop the handball. Somehow shrugging free Franklin for the immediate response. He can't direct his effort on target. He floats wide of the mark. In the end, no score. Probably a good result. As far as the Bombers are concerned, they can set up. Lane doing the ruck work. Ratcliffe. Clearing kick out of there by Clifford. They battle away for it. College has the ball caught between his legs. Phillips wins it down to Franklin. Got the handball to Ratcliffe. Now McGuinness. He sends it wide. Boscott does really well to slide in, take the mark ahead of Zeitzen. But he's given away 50. He stepped across the mark, Zeitzen. And that will bring Boscott firmly in the goal kicking range. Umpire sets the mark. About 30 out. Is that going to be another 50? No, Zeitzen is the man getting back on the mark. So Thor Boscott, his side need this goal. They're 14 points in arrears. If they want a home final next week, this is a chance you sense they need to take. Thor Boscott across the face. Off hands and out of play. Another missed opportunity for the Bombers. Can they get something from this forward 50 stoppage? Tompkinson lucky not to have given away a free kick on lane there. Hooker gets a hand in the path, breaks it up, spills out towards Webb. Clean beneath his knees. Ashland a bit of a fumble. Back to Godomski, who's forced across the line by Bell Chambers. A miracle goal from Adams has got the Tigers 14 points clear. Phillips was over his head. Tompkinson following up, just fisted forward. McManus delays the handball. Lovell will be happy to see it over. Game in their keeping at the moment. Lauderdale close enough if they're good enough. They're going to need to be far sharper in front of goal than they've been for much of the afternoon though. 6-16 and a few that haven't even troubled the scorers in amongst that too. Phillips takes front position. Christensen couldn't gather cleanly. Perkins was there. Adams diving on top. They scrap away once more, but it's not getting out of there. Christensen wants holding the ball, and it will be paid by the looks of things. Umpire says diving on top was Brewer. So Jeremiah Perkins can send the Bombers forward once more. Lane wants it on the lead. It'll go over his head. Blackburn had a lot of it. Not enough, says the umpire. Play on. Ball back in dispute. Griggs comes away with it. He slaps it on the boot. High ball. It'll come down with snow on it. In the end, Perkins able to park himself underneath it. Doesn't fancy the shot here. Instead, we'll just set it up. Looking for Phillips. Fell for Lane. Swept the handball. Blackburn spent it before he had it. Now we'll have to scrap again. Bastick just hacks it off the deck. Racket got it there to McGuinness. His kick was poor, but crashing in Bell Chambers. No one could take the mark. No one going the ball here. The pressure mounting. Bell Chambers just willed himself to it. Forced it out for Blackburn off the deck. And he misses. 6-17 the Bombers. It's been crippling. And wastefulness in front of goal today. Here is Adams. Driving it out of defence. But turns it over. It's going to come right back at him. Ryan Martin. High ball will look for hooker. Zeitzen broke that up. Godomski just got boot to ball. Swooping on the football was Gridley. Couldn't find Blackburn though. Zeitzen with the relieving mark. He goes short. Composed to Bennett. Bennett uses every inch of the ground and then an inch more. It's out on the fall. An unforced error there from Tommy Bennett. And Perkins can pile the pressure on once again. He drives it in deep. Lane juggling it. It'd stay in, surely not. Two hands the call anyway. It's going to be tossed back in there. Pushing here the Bombers, but they need a goal to show for it. They trail this one by 13. Lane and Tompkinson got a hand in the way, but Big Jack. Clifford tries to shrug free Sutton. McManus got it to Christensen. He snaps it. And drifting in to take the mark is Hooker. And he'll go back and kick from 15 out directly in front to cut the margin to 7 points. Though we won't put it in the book just yet, given the way they've shot for goal this afternoon. He kicked a great goal in the third term, Campbell Hooker. He made the goal umpire work, but he's just snuck it in. And they close back within 7 points. Campbell Hooker. 7-17-59 the Bombers. Trailing the Tigers 10-6-66. Midway point of the final term. They've been mighty wasteful, have the Dons, but they close back within 7. They've been under siege here, the Tigers, in this final term. They've been pumping it in, piling the pressure on. Finally, they get a goal to show for it. We go back to the middle again. Tompkinson gets the better of Phillips, but he coughed it up there. It's going to come right back at them. Bosket shielding for Bell Chambers. Fired the handball out. Shot high towards Christensen. Straightens up, snaps it towards goal. Will it trickle through? It does. 2 minutes. And they're back within a point, the Bombers. Alan Christensen. Are they finally going to start taking their chances? 8-17. Might be a road game, but the fans in fine voice here at the moment. The Bombers faithful bringing the chance out. They're liking what they're seeing. 1 point game at the Twin Ovals. Having squandered chance after chance after chance, they kick 2 in the space of 30 seconds. Back within a point. Trying to win their way through to a home elimination final next week. As it stands, would be back here at the Twins. Another free kick. And again against Tompkinson, who's a bit frustrated. No, it's not. He was just remonstrating with the umpire, despite his team getting it. This time it's going to go the way of Brewer. He's an angry man out there today, Jack. High ball inside forward 50, might spill out the back for College. Diving on the football was Shaw. Umpire spotted something. It's going to go the way of Bradburn. So a chance for an instant response. Contact below the knees, perhaps the call. Bradburn can open the angle right up here and respond with the immediate strike. Makes the goal umpire work. He's missed. A real let off there from Ryan Bradburn. 2 points the margin. As the driving rain and howling wind continues here. Atrocious conditions, but it's been quite the battle, if not the prettiest. It's been an entertaining one. Tompkinson and Phillips battle once more, but the line wins out. 2 points in favour of the Tigers. Anyone's ball game this. Tossed back in. Tompkinson works his way to the front. Missed the football, however. Sutton swoops on it, swings a high ball down the wing. Zeitzen takes front position. The spoils came. They fisted on into the path of Christensen, just works it on. Bell Chambers took a cruel bounce. Lane, Bell Chambers back in for it. Donnelly has a hold of him, brings him down. Just got boot to ball. Godomski, not much of a handball there. It's a real scrap right now as Boscott burrows in for it. And the umpire calls for it. In a physical battle this afternoon. Plenty of stoppages. Tompkinson works Phillips underneath it. Looked around expectantly for a free kick. Nothing doing on this occasion for Big Flip. Tompkinson takes it out of the ruck himself. Fired the handball looking for Zeitzen, who just ducked in, burrowing in, looking for it. Ratcliffe had it taken away from him by Boscott. His handball for Shaw. Surely high contact there. Umpire says he'll toss it up. Kieran Lovell knows he got away with one there. Tossed up. Tompkinson and Phillips negating each other. Whistle goes, and this time Big Jackie's penalised. So Phillips can send the Bombers forward here. He's going to have to take that kick again, though, which should allow the Tigers to get plenty of bodies back in defence. You see your bodies inside the forward 50 for Lauderdale. High ball in the Jordan Lane direction. Adams read it best, takes the intercept. In a steadying presence back there this afternoon, Zach Adams, and produced the highlight of the day with his goal earlier in this quarter from 75 to 85 metres. It was a crazy kick. Gridley stripped of the football there by Bradburn, and he wins the free kick. Sends it down the line, through the hands there of Ashland, out the back to Carter. Now Sutton able to work it to McManus, scoops it over the top. Good Shepherd was laid. Allowed the high ball up towards Bell Chambers. Flying in was Stixie Blackburn. I'm going to take clean possession here. They battle away for it. Reeks locks it in. Good scrap in the wet this. A home final on the line. It's going right down to the wire as Lockie Clifford looks to skip clear. He gave it to Lovell. Borks then ran into a bit of trouble. Fletcher Hooker halted him right in his path. Ratcliffe now burrowing in after it. Clifford has a hold of him. And he's going nowhere. Crowd in good voice here. They know what's at stake. Tompkinson got rid of Phillips, then left the football behind. Sutton sends it high into the middle of the ground, took an awkward bounce. Fist in, took it towards Christensen, who just toes it off the ground. Bellchambers battling away for it. Got there, got the handball away. The snap on goal is missing. And a big missed opportunity there for the Bombers, 8-19. Some great work from Bellchambers to forge the opportunity. Within a point, but probably should be leading. Phillips worked his way there, spoiled it away. Skeen, he's been quiet this afternoon, Colin Skeen. Can he make something happen here? He might have drawn the free kick. He has. And he'll send the Tigers inside forward 50. They lead by a point as we're into red time. He goes looking for Tyler Carter. It'll drop short. And it's marked there by Franklin. Waste no time, swings it wide for Shaw. Good mark taken by Ned Shaw. The driving rain at the Twin Ovals right now. Hesitates and then runs into a bit of trouble. Impacts the kick. Blackburn will have to fly. Almost brought down. Skeen with a handball. Bosket sweeps it over, but he swept it straight to the opposition. Not sure what he saw there. Have it straight to Zach Adams. His kick intercepted by Finn Rackett. Diabolical conditions these. 1 point the difference. Tompkinson drifting in. Adams. Blackburn towed away from him. In the back the call. Free kick. Gonna go the way of Stixie Blackburn. Well, the final quarter of regular season TSL football. Most of the other games have ended. This is it. The final few moments we'll ever see in the TSL before it heads to finals. Set up kick. Lane and Phillips are there. Tompkinson spiked it. Perkins trying to wrestle it clear. Max College now back there. It's all hands on deck at the back for the Tigers now. It's been a mighty battle this. 1 point currently separating them. Lane won it down. Sutton bustling through. Kicks it to the line. Donnelly smashes it clear. Griggs. Adams. Now Zeitzen. Oh, brilliant from Bosket. Spoiled the Zeitzen kick. Got another chance at it. Cleared the area. Suki reaches in and he spoils it across the line. Only percentage separated them on the ladder heading into this contest. Only a point separates them now. As it stands, it would be back here in a week's time. Lauderdale trying to change that here in the final moments. Franklin got the handball away. Shaw through traffic, swings his kick to the top of the square. The numbers favoured the Tigers and Godomski takes the intercepting mark. They are holding on for now, the Tigers. But the Bombers are pushing hard. Tompkinson the target here. Sutton disrupted. Out the back for Carter. Some support comes in the form of Adams. Back over the top for Carter. Rush kick. Yes, it just got out ahead of Tyler Martin. Much to the relief of the Tigers, who are under siege at the back right now. Compelling battle this. Phillips won it down. Bennett was there, so too Perkins. Just flicked it over the top. Phillips first to it. He'll send them in once more. Hooker couldn't bring it down. Bellchambers trying to work his way to the football. Blackburn was there. Desperate defence from Bastick. Adams in there as well. Bellchambers got it to Christensen. Donnelly with a crucial hand. He saves the goal, but he can't prevent the behind, and we're all level once more. 10-7 to 8-19, and a draw is good enough for the Bombers to host. So it's the Tigers now who need to find a score, and they'll drive it long. Webb couldn't take the mark. It's slippery out there. McGuinness caught one in the chops. That'll be a free kick the Bombers' way. Remarkably, scores are level. High ball from McGuinness, lane the target, out the back, Donnelly got a fist, slapped clear by Zeitzen. Adams, or Brewer rather, bends it round the corner to a contest. Kane with a couple to beat, Ashland comes across. He's worked off the football. McManus worked through the heavy traffic, Gridley's kick was spoiled. Adams sweeps a handball out the back, but interjecting was McGuinness. His kick straight to Zeitzen. Adams, hurried kick down the line for Lovell. Of course he was clean, so clean despite the conditions, Lovell, and Webb will drive them deep, but Suki had it covered off. And he takes the relieving mark. Drives it out wide for Phillips. The two rucks, the only men on that side of the ground. Phillips will just hold things up and then bite off some distance. A good kick for Belchames, a timely spoil from Bastic, and a brilliant tackle from Campbell Hooker. Rewarded with the free kick. He wastes no time. Goes looking for Lane. Two to beat. Blackburn there. Donnelly defending. Did he get Blackburn high? No, says the umpire. Good kick from Clifford outside of the boot. Found its way, and they'll smash it down the ground now to a contest. That's a great mark taken there. I think it's Shaw. Back. And sends it wide for Robbie McManus. Christensen calls for calm. He knows a draw is good enough for them. 67 plays 67. High ball to half forward. Phillips! A towering mark from the big man. And he can bite off a few precious more seconds here, although he wastes no time instead and tried to find Hooker. That was ill-advised perhaps. Intercepted by Doyle. He's got to go. The Tigers have to score. A draw is enough for the Bombers here. Webb spoiling away. Franklin was in there. McGuinness on top of it. Kane on top of him. What a thrilling end to the regular season we're getting. Let's hope this is a harbinger of what's to come in the finals. Golding went off the deck. He then lays a tackle. They're willing it forwards, trying to get it inside forward 50. Launch it down there and find a behind. One behind would sway it back their way to hosting next week's elimination final. Cleared off the deck to Blackburn. Broken up there by Gadomski. But it's a good relieving mark from McGuinness. And he calls for calm at the back. He'll settle things down and run a little clock. And drives it wide for McManus. Broken up by Clifford, but he infringed. McManus will lead up some more seconds here. And you'd imagine kick down the line to the contest. Where bodies mulling at half forwards now. Phillips gets over there, as does Tompkinson. There's the siren! And it's a draw that will see the Bombers hosting next week's elimination final. They couldn't beat the Tigers today, but they didn't need to. No cause for extra time this afternoon. In 7 days' time, that will be different. But they'll end the season locked on 10.5 wins, but the superior percentage will see the Bombers hosting a gripping end to the regular season. Remarkably, the final regular season game in TSL history will be a draw. There's some trivia for you. It was a mighty battle as hailstones start to come down here. It was played in truly diabolical conditions. It was an absolute battle all afternoon. The Bombers Well, you'd say probably deserved to host off the back of it. It was only wayward kicking that cost them. 8 goals, 19 they kicked. The Tigers got out to a 14-point lead. It looked like it might be enough. Lauderdale ate away at it throughout the final term, got back on terms, and that is how it ends. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the regular season ends. It'll be North Launceston hosting Clarence. They finished comfortably on top, an undefeated season. That'll be the qualifying final, but the elimination final will be a rematch of this one, but it won't be at the Twins. It'll be down at the tip. Lauderdale, I won't say they've won hosting rights in that final, but they've drawn their way to it. It ends 67-67, and that's enough for the Bombers to hold on to third position and host the Tigers when they meet again in 7 days' time. I look forward to bringing that one to you as well. It's been a pleasure calling this one this afternoon as the TSL regular season ends. The last time we'll see regular season TSL football, and it ends 10-7-67 to Kingborough. Remarkably, 8-19-67, the Bombers. Thanks for listening. I've been Andrew Calling, and until week 1 of the finals, it's bye for now.